It's a Tuesday afternoon, nothing is wrong, and within about 3 seconds of feeling nothing, your hand reaches for the phone. You'd call that boredom, but that word is barely 200 years old, and the feeling under it used to have a different name. It was a demon. For almost all of human history, there was no plain word for an empty afternoon. The English word boredom shows up in print around 1829. In a newspaper, the Albion. Dickens used it 20 years later in Bleak House and got the credit for inventing it. He didn't, that's a myth. Go back far enough and you don't find a word at all. You find a diagnosis. You find monks. You find a thing they were genuinely afraid of. Egypt, the 4th century. The desert. A monk named Evagrius Ponticus, born around 345, dead by 399, sits alone in a stone cell. His job is to stay there, to pray, to not leave. And every day at the worst hour, something comes for him. He calls it the noonday demon. Listen to how he describes the attack. The sun seems to stop moving. The day feels like it runs 50 hours long. He keeps getting up to look out the window. He checks the sun again and again to see how much of the day is left. He starts to hate the room. He starts to hate his own life. He daydreams about being somewhere, anywhere else. Now read that again and take out the word monk. A person who can't sit still. Time crawling, the compulsive checking, the quiet certainty that the good life is happening somewhere you are not. Evagrius wrote that down 1600 years before the smartphone. He had a name for it, acedia. And it wasn't a mood. It was one of his 8 logismoi, 8 evil thoughts the later church folded into the 7 deadly sins. So the flat, restless afternoon you kill with your thumb was once filed under sin, and it spread. Another monk, John Cassian, carried Evagrius's list west into Europe. He kept the name, the noonday demon, the plague that strikes at midday. It even had a scheduled hour. The sun at its highest, too hot to work, the next meal far off. A stead middle of the day when nothing at all was happening. But here's the part that should land harder. This is older than the monks. A classics professor named Peter Toohey at the University of Calgary wrote an entire history of boredom in 2011. He traced it back into ancient Rome. Seneca described it as a kind of nausea, a sickness of having nothing left to want. And in one Roman town, an official was honored with an inscription carved into stone for rescuing the people from their boredom. A monument to a man who cured a flat afternoon. So this feeling is not new. It is one of the oldest things we have any record of feeling. Which raises the real question. If they felt exactly what you feel, why does it feel like something modern broke? The answer isn't the feeling, it's what they did with it. Here's the part almost no one tells you. For Evagrius, the noonday demon was not a problem to escape. It was the test. The whole rule was simple. Do not leave the cell, do not get up, do not go looking for the next thing. Sit in the empty hour. Let it do its worst. Because they believed something was waiting on the other side of it. The boredom was a door. Fleeing it meant you never walked through. So they stayed. You do the exact opposite. You feel the first second of the empty afternoon, and you're gone. In under 3 seconds, every time. The phone is not the cure for the noonday demon. It's the window Evagrius kept getting up to stare out of. Except this one never ends. So this is why your body still does it. The restlessness is not a flaw in you. It's the same 4th century itch. Time dragging. The pull to be elsewhere. You're running the same program the monk ran in the desert. but he had to sit in it. He had nowhere to go. And in that stuck hour, people thought and prayed and came apart a little and sometimes met something at the bottom of the silence. You never reach the bottom, you top it off. Every time it runs low. You've never, as an adult, been bored all the way through. You've just gotten very good at not finding out what's down there. None of this is a pitch to go live in a cave. The monks were often miserable. Calling it a demon didn't make it lighter, and naming it plainly, boredom, did real work. It let us study it, separate it from depression, treat it as a feeling, not a sin. We gained something real when we stopped seeing a devil in the afternoon. But we lost something too. The empty hour never went away. It's still there, every flat afternoon, right underneath the screen. We just built a thing that makes sure we never touch the bottom of it. The Desert Fathers thought the bottom was worth reaching, that the boredom was hiding something. You will probably never find out if they were right. Your hand is already moving.